I came off my bike and busted my wrist, my ribs, and knocked my tooth out. And then I gave up on life for a couple of weeks. I want to do a giveaway, right? So, what's the hypest shoe right now? What you got there, Taylor?
Got notwoways shoe. So this shoe comes in 3 parts.
Jess is looking at it like,
and then
she's not sure.
It looks like a wetsuit shoe.
Yeah, this has just been sent to us, very kind of Calix and his team. But with that, the people that's feet are still growing, you get 3 shoes in 1 year's worth of shoes. Aren't you Calix's biggest fan?
Yeah, if you're watching Calix, drop me a DM.
The other video will be here now, from Crep City.
Right here.
Yeah. One of the biggest jobs of a founder is to look after the office dogs, make sure they don't get out of line.
Would you say every office needs a dog?
Every office needs a dog, but if you've got 2 dogs and they're barking at each other, it's hella distracting. I'm going to show you an example of how this happens, right? Stop. Leave. Right, you're going back.
So as I was just saying, it's good to have you back, George.
Thanks, man. I'm feeling better.
Yeah, you seem yourself. You weren't yourself for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, this is it really put me on my ass, made me feel a bit depressed.
What have you done?
So I came off my bike and busted my wrist, my ribs, and knocked my tooth out as well, but that's fixed now. And then I gave up on life for a couple of weeks because I realised I couldn't really work, I couldn't really exercise, and the things that I both loved were gone. But then I realised I needed to reset, because I wasn't having any time with my family or my girlfriend. I was working like a dog, training like a dog, and I had no balance at all. So this has allowed me to reset, reconnect to my spiritual life that I never had before.
So you were working like a dog, like this?
Yeah. One of the biggest things I've learned as a founder is being able to control your people. Stay. Stay. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This is Chapo. Yeah, you know, like the Mexican. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. He's very dangerous.
Is the company dog friendly? That is,
Dog friendly. But when there's 2 in the office, it's chaos. I've got to do some one-to-ones now with people from the company. So I'm going to try and do like 3 or 4 every week. And the goal of these is just to listen to people across the company, ask them how they're doing, ask them things that they're struggling with, and then the goal is to try and fix those problems with the rest of the people in the company, team lead, senior team, etc. So listening, trying to see where I can be helpful, and ultimately my belief is that is the job of a leader, to try and be helpful and solve problems for people.
Would you say you're a good leader?
I give myself an 8 out of 10, and I think the 2 is you're always learning, and that's why knowledge is power if executed. So Jess was just telling me about her holiday.
So I did the month abroad now that George brought in this year, where I could go and work remotely for a month. So I went to Chamonix in France. Yes, I did 4 weeks remote working and then took a week holiday at the end. So I was there for like 5 weeks in total.
Nice.
Which is kind of crazy, it was good.
And Jess, what do you do here at the Sole Supplier?
I'm marketing exec. I work across quite a few different areas, mainly paid social, a bit of organic.
Jess has been responsible for getting some top performing ads over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Some great return on ad spend. So for anyone that's doing paid ads, this is someone to watch out for.
Yeah.
See her on these ad streets.
Yeah.
Okay? We just had our best week ever on the Sole Supplier Marketplace, right? The most orders ever, sellers have been uploading loads of stock, and one of the pairs that we've got, which Emily is grabbing now, this is the Jordan 4 Frozen Moment. You might have seen us, #1 in Google for this shoe. This is a super small pair.
So that would probably fit you then?
There's places doing sneakers for retail, and there's places doing sneakers on marketplaces, but there's not one place where you can shop which does both of those things, but the Sole Supplier is the answer to that problem. So if you go on the website, you can shop from up to 40 different retailers at retail, and then once those retailers are sold out, you can go on our marketplace and buy it if you missed it. So the Frozen Moments is a good example. So this shoe we were #1 in Google for. It came out at Nike and a few other retailers, and it sold out fast. And then almost the same day, you could buy this via our marketplace once it had sold out at retail. So for the people that missed it, they could still get it. Or for sellers that got an extra pair, or perhaps they just wanted to sell their stock, they could list it on our marketplace. So it's an all-in-one solution, the ultimate place to buy sneakers. You don't need to go anywhere else. This is the mission. Use the Sole Supplier only. So we've also got the Supreme Dunk in a full size run on the marketplace. And the best thing about it is, right, like if you want to get your hands on like the Jordan 4 Frozen Moments in this mad small size, that's like nearly the same size as my massive hands, then you can go on there, the sellers are verified, and you can get this in 2 days. You don't have to wait for like 4 weeks for it to be manually authenticated. It gets digitally verified. Quick deliveries, no messing about, much better experience, and customer service is lightning fast if you've got any questions. So we made the Sole Market to solve a lot of problems in the current marketplace space. And we just had our best week ever, so I'm really happy. Do you want me to drop some knowledge for you? You remember what knowledge is, right? Power, only if you execute. It's just wisdom all day. Stephen Bartlett, watch this space. Yeah?
Bold. We are currently doing B-roll for this UGG pair. It's the first time I'm seeing it. It's definitely a bit wild. It feels a bit blocky to me.
You know that UGG released that plastic thing
yeah,
around
that shoe guard from like last year, right?
Yeah, and now they've made like the shoe guard thing into like a real...
Built into it.
Built in, so it's quite mad, yeah. I quite like it.
I actually quite like it.
I like the foam.
Yeah,
like it definitely feels like it could be comfortable. I don't know if it's going to convince me to wear a pair yet, but it's definitely something I feel like people who love platforms feel them wearing this kind of stuff.
This is a shoe for the small-heighted people out there, not like myself. Look at that platform there. John just shouted it out. You become 6 foot in a day. Imagine that. Imagine the possibilities of the world when you can become 6 foot instantly. Waffle. I want to do a giveaway, right? So, what's the hypest shoe right now? The best comment on this video, we are going to give away a pair of New Balance 2002 R protection pack. So get comment in and we'll choose the best one.
Well, that was actually quite cool.
Shook.
Basically, George is trying to inflict the way he lives his life on the way that I live my life, right? He's just told me he thinks maybe I should stop drinking coffee for a month because when George drinks coffee, he goes like this and then crashes. Whereas I'm just like a steady, slow burn. I get on. I could have a coffee at 4 p.m, be in bed by 9. Not an issue for me. It wouldn't happen for George. So what I'm saying is there's horses for courses, and this horse knows his course. Thank you very much for listening.
So this picture just popped up of a Jordan 5 and it's disgusting. Why does it look like why? Why does it fucking
That's
look
all you
like
need to
that?
say.
Who's gonna look at it and be like, oh yeah, I really need that?
You know what it looks like? It's just like all of the scrap material that they had in the factory. They were just like, you know what? Let's make a shoe.
Yeah, innit?
That's the shoe.
Do you know what I call that?
Go on.
Recycling.
Recycle, yeah, innit? To be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if it was like for their
Yeah, it's like a campaign.
Yeah, that, oh my god, we're recycling all these plaid shirts.
So you wouldn't cop, no?
Oh, mate, who would?